From WBBZ-TV Sports, it's time to beat the champ. Now, here are your hosts, Paul Peck and Sue Novoitsky.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Paul Peck, along with Hall of Fame bowler Sue Novoitsky, and welcome to this special edition of Beat the Champ. We have had a lot of fun over the last 5 years, taking this sport to another level, seeing all the outstanding bowlers in Western New York, and seeing the reaction from the bowling community has been great as well.
Absolutely. There's so many great bowlers in this community that don't do this for a living, but still come out here and perform on the weekends as if they do it for a living. And, and as far as the community goes, I get so much input from everyone, and we have seen so many great matches throughout the years that it's fun to actually look back and see a couple of them from time to time.
All right, so here we go. It's the best of Beat the Champ.
Magliazzo is going to start this match versus Sam Turner Jr., who we've seen for the first time here on Beat the Champ. And I know it's not the first time you've seen him.
No.
Familiar?
I've drilled bowling balls for Sam for a long time, back in the days when the only thing he wanted to drill was a scout. So he's upgraded a lot to some of the high-end bowling balls now. Nice bowler. He's got a little bit not slow, but slower ball speed than what we've seen from some of the other lefties. So he's going to be playing just a little bit deeper.
Right, and you did talk about earlier how the little slower ball speed helps with the with reading the lane, because you don't want to skid through all of that oil and have the ball not pick up for you. So
yeah, this is the conditions where you want to see your ball roll a little bit more.
Good spare there.
Yep.
And now we're going to get our first look at Sam.
And I know I was talking to Sam a little bit before we started, and he definitely is nervous.
Is he?
Yeah, I told him just to have some fun with it. You know, once you get that first shot out, you're pretty much good to go.
He's hiding behind those cool shades, so we did talk a little bit about it, and like Pete Weber just doesn't wear them to be cool, because there is a lot of glare out there. So sometimes they're just more comfortable cutting out the glare.
What a nice start for his first shot on TV.
Out of the gate, perfect.
He seems pretty composed.
He is. He bowls 4 times a week. He bowls a couple nights at Transit. He bowls at Island. He bowls Saturdays at Airport. So he gets his practice in around the city, which is good to be exposed to more than one condition.
He bowls in a big Saturday league at Airport, and it's like 40-something teams of 5-man. It's huge, and they bowl for a lot of money.
Do they bowl on a house shot there, or do they have?
They do bowl on a house shot, but they're bowling for lots of money. They have a lot of different types of jackpots. That's a bad break on a good shot.
I think that's one of our first true taps that we've seen today. We haven't seen an 8 or a 9 pin. That's the first one. Great shot, tough break.
Just get a spare and keep moving. Obviously, he's lined up perfectly, so he didn't miss much in practice. Felt very comfortable using a code rod.
And we're talking about still that there's a difference in the lanes, so he adapted quite well. That shot was perfect.
Yep.
All right, well, he got that first one out of under his belt. Back to Aaron here. I know that he had a pretty good ball reaction, and yet we've seen things change throughout the day. So,
well, now in the first match that he bowled in the previous TV show, he was using a Crux Prime on this lane, and now he's back to the virtual valve on this lane. So this lane definitely changed a bunch for him.
I thought that was kind of good off his hand, but obviously that jumped on him. So
I think it was in a little bit too, and the lanes have been sitting a little bit, so maybe a little bit drier. We'll see how he handles the spare.
Yep.
Wow, great spare shot. He's made a couple great spares. He made the 4-7-10 in the first show that he was on, and now he just picked up the nice.
And his tempo's been good all day. His feet haven't gotten fast. I mean, he really has a nice slow tempo. Solid at the line.
What a great shot. Super smooth. Stayed down. Got off his hands super clean. And see how Sam responds to this.
You can tell he's a little nervous. He's pacing around back here, but he's taking deep breaths and keeping himself calm.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Yep. Beautiful, beautiful shot. Could have been in triple.
This feels like a good time to take a short break. We'll be right back with more action on Beat the Champ.
Instant replay on Beat the Champ is brought to you by Transit Lanes and Keglers. Join us for bowling, food, and drinks.
Welcome back to Beat the Champ. Let's get back to the action here on WBBZ-TV.
A lot of times when you start leaving the 4-pin or the 6-pin, your automatic adjustment will start leaving 10s for 10 pins. So when you're in that 4-pin, 10-pin trap, kind of, you are hesitant to make a change because you're hitting the pocket. But on the other hand, if you're never going to carry, that's not going to work out either.
Correct. I don't know. Oh, his thumb. Okay, so Sam has a interchangeable thumb, and the thumb actually came out of the ball.
All right, here we go. Frame 8 for Sam Turner. A little technical difficulty there. His thumb grip got lost in the pits, and he had to redo a new one.
And so that's going to put a different mentality too, because you're comfortable with one thumb, and now you have to do another one. He had another one which was a lot bigger, and they couldn't find the one that he lost. So that's one of the things that you can have a problem with doing the interchangeable thumbs. They do break, they do fall out. We sell them at the pro shop. We do, Vice IT and Turbo Switch Grip, but personally I just use a slug in the ball. I don't like to worry about something like that ever happening. It can be scary if that had done that. Yeah, so now mentally he's a little deflated. That's a tough thing.
Yeah, it is. Made a good shot off of it. He did make a good shot.
He did, but I think, he posted that strike. He was getting ready to get on a roll and jump back, and then that happened. It's just the most inopportune time. That was a couple boards deeper than the last shot that Aaron had thrown. I think he didn't throw quite as well, but not bad. So he might even have a little spot where he can move in a little bit if he has to.
Yeah, he looks pretty tough right now.
Basically just looking for a mark.
Good shot. But yeah, like you said, he makes this, and
yeah.
He just needs to keep the ball away. I have 2 shots, so he's bowled well, though. His count's been good, other than he did convert the split there in the second. But other than that, he's been solid.
right, we'll see what Sam can put together the last 2 frames.
Good ball change, though.
Yeah, that was a great ball change. I know he's probably pretty deflated. You know, had a nice potential chance.
He didn't have a bad ball reaction with the with the first ball. I mean, he struck coming out of the gate, and then he left a solid 8-pin. So, and you know, it's pretty much a 3-bagger.
Yep.
Out of the gate. So it wasn't that he made a bad choice. So you can go back and say, I wish I would have started with this ball.
No, all good shots, other than the thumb coming out.
Yeah, that lane is a little bit different because that ball seems to stop in the back gap. It doesn't keep going.
Yep.
Well, I'm sure that's a very disappointing start for Sam, and it wasn't really what he wanted to do. Obviously, he was looking forward to being on Beat the Champ, and hopefully he comes next month and tries out again. There'll still be qualifiers this weekend, and then we'll have our top 9 back here again January 4th for our taping. But it was still a good show. He has nothing to feel bad about. Just a little disappointing start for him.
No, Sam throws it great. I can see him making another show very easily. You know, and you get that one under your belt, and now maybe next time he learned a little lesson. Maybe next time that other thumb will be prepared to go in case something happened. It won't be missing, you know, the 5 or 6 pieces of tape that he put in it. Not that you ever expect it to happen, but you got to be prepared for the unexpected.
That's right. Well, what we can expect is to see Aaron in the next match versus Shawn McKee. So we'll be back to talk to Sam and get into our next match. Stay tuned. Junior, definitely disappointed after having the mishap with the bowling ball, but you came out of the gate through 3 great shots, never having done this before. Was that at least a decent experience for you?
I mean, yeah, I was nervous, but I felt confident in my shot. But once my insert got lost, I didn't know what to do. I mean, I have 3 of them, but I use them as my thumbs swell up.
Right.
So I had to doctor that one up too much, and it didn't feel right. So I just had to do what I had to do and just keep going.
Right. Well, it was a good ball change, and you definitely made that ball look good, even though the first one looked great too. So you really know your equipment well, and it was pretty impressive to see you out here. And I know I'll see you on Wednesday, and hopefully you're going to come out and try again next month here.
I'm going to make the show again. That's a guarantee. I'll be back. Don't worry about it.
All right. Well, Sam will be back, and we will too. We'll be back right after this. All right. Second match of the day. Our champ, Aaron Magliazzo, still staying strong here, facing a right-hander we haven't seen in a while. Someone
An accomplished
challenged on the right-hand side.
Accomplished player over here, so we'll see a couple regional titles.
Is that a ball change?
Great opening shot. Nope, that's still the, well, let me check. I thought it was still the evolve, but.
All right, we'll get our first.
Yeah, halo.
what I
Changed
thought.
to a halo.
First look at Shawn. Shawn moved away and went down south. He's from Niagara Falls originally, and he bowled some regionals down there and had some success.
Oh. Okay, so much for, here's our second
nice
true
shot,
tap.
yeah. Pretty nice shot.
What a beautiful
off
shot.
his hand. Made that one look easy.
Let's hope he keeps it up. Really beautiful game. Wow.
Okay. Out of the gate.
Nice release.
I feel like Kathy Lee and Hoda with our wine glasses.
That's just water, folks. No, you know what? He's got a really nice swing for a bigger guy, and he really works on staying down. You can see that just off the first shot.
Great follow through, too.
Yeah. Beautiful. Wow, that was way inside. Okay, we might be seeing something a lot different from a right-hander than we've seen.
That's right. He's very, very deep on the lane.
We'll see if the difference in the two lanes and the topography and how they lane affects him on lane 30 now. We'll see what happens. Two great shots off the bat from Shawn. So great shot.
Great
So
shot.
that halo is going to give him a little bit more length with that surface that he has on it too. It's a little bit shinier, a little bit cleaner. And I think when he was throwing the Evolve earlier, it was picking up a little bit too soon, and it was forcing him to do a couple things he didn't want to do because you can't really swing the ball left, and that's what that Evolve was going to force him to do. So now going to the halo, he can play straighter up the boards, which is a great choice. And that's what I saw during qualifying from a lot of the lefties were able to go a little bit straighter.
Well, I still think it's amazing that these guys who really generally bowl leagues are astute in what changes to make on their equipment as they see things happen, and that's part of this game.
Oh,
Right?
yep.
That was almost a tough break, but just left to 8. Very makeable spare.
All right, nice spare.
Get another look at Shawn.
I think they may bowl a little bit together. They seem pretty friendly back here, so.
Shawn bowls 3 leagues. He bowls here on Wednesdays, averaging 233. He bowls Thursdays at Kenmore, 220 average, and Fridays at Bowladrome, 225 average. So pretty impressive being 3 different centers. Very nice.
Yeah, and one of those centers, Kenmore, you know, really bouncy house, you know, older wood,
Right.
completely different than the other 2 centers that he bowls in.
Absolutely.
And again, that's how you gain your experience. He's doing the right thing. He's bowling in different places.
Well, that one shot right through the oil now, didn't it?
Definitely did. It didn't want to make a turn back at all either. Could see it trying a little bit. And that line, he just opened that shot up just a little bit more than what he did on last time when he struck. The shot when he struck was just a little bit tighter. You know, this too, when you bowl a 1-game match, and you're both pretty much lined up, you know, that wasn't a horrible shot that he left to split. This is where, you know, the experience would tell you, get the 2 pins. You know, instead
Especially
of
on
trying
a
to
double.
and trying, you know, instead of trying to make the split.
Yeah, it's on right. It's on a double. That's going to be 4 pins.
Right, and it's a 1-game match, so you want to get all the pins you can, and that wouldn't be a normal easy spare to make or easy split to make by any means because of the double wood.
Oh boy, right back at you.
Yeah.
But that's the coach in you talking. I mean, that's you that's been training people for quite some time to look for these things. No, honestly, just like when you're practicing re-racking your spares, you know, you get into the habit of just taking first shots and not shooting your second shot, and that's terrible.
You know, Liz Johnson, one of the best female players in the world, she never re-racks. She shoots every single, she could be bowling 20 games and she'll shoot every single spare in practice. And she's a great spare shooter. You're not going to get better at them if you don't practice them.
That's right. With your plastic ball.
Hopefully I sell a lot of plastic balls now.
All right, well, we got a 2-pin match here, so this is as good as even. Wow, there's that week 7 we saw Sam leave a couple of.
I think Aaron actually got a little bit early on that one. He didn't throw that quite as good as some of the other ones. His hand turned a little bit early. And when you do that, the ball reads a little bit quicker. It doesn't have as much when it gets down the lane. Whoa. Okay.
This looks like a good time to take a break. We'll be back with more Beat the Champ right after this. Welcome back to Beat the Champ. All right, big shot for Shawn here. Strike here can put him up 19. You look up at the score sheet and you see 5 opens and 5 strikes between the two players. I mean, they're on the same pair.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. That just is a testimony to the sensitivity of this shot.
Let's see what this ball change does on this lane. Wow. See, and that too was a little bit right, and it came up a little bit harder, which is almost a good thing for him to know, because now if he needs to tweak left a little bit, he can, and he'll have a little bit of recovery.
It's always nice when you can take a shot in the dark and it actually doesn't cost you a split or an open.
And it works. So these guys are making really good ball changes. Got that one in. Nice break. He laid that one down really quick. The ball never projected to the right enough.
And again, this has been a day of good sports.
Yeah.
And, you know, bowlers know that other bowlers are not looking for that to happen, or most of them aren't slapping shots out at you when that happens. I mean, there's a few, I suppose, but for the most part,
These guys are pretty congenial here. It's kind of nice. That was a close shot. He was a little bit inside of what he played on 29.
I'm not 100% convinced that he needed that ball change. I mean, I think that he made a ball change off a bad shot.
Yep.
It's something to really be aware of. If your feet are fast and you're off balance, or you know your timing's bad, that might not be. It might be you and not the bowling ball.
Yeah, sometimes too it's just out of frustration. So there's so many reasons, but I think that's a really, really great point, is, you know, don't make a ball change on something that you didn't throw as well as you would have liked to. What a beautiful shot that was, yeah. Yeah, and he didn't move much off leaving the week 7 on 29. So, great shot. All right, let's see what Shawn can, if Shawn posts one up here.
Yeah, Aaron can only shoot 190 total.
Yeah, you're still going to need Shawn to fill the frames.
Still needs to fill the frames, absolutely.
And we already saw what can happen more than several times today, so. See if we get a full rack here.
All right, big shot for Shawn McKee here. Strike here is going to put him in a very commanding position.
Pretty much almost an exact duplicate of the last shot.
Didn't get the trip on that though.
Yep. He posts a spare here, though. He's looking at 178, 179 in the 9th, depending on what he does in the 10th.
Oh, I thought that was taking off on him.
Going, almost gone. Yeah, held my breath a little bit. Kind of like what happened with Chris when we thought it was, the ball just hooked away. That looked really close.
All right, well, all Shawn needs here is a spare to be our new champ and take on Jayson Schubbe in the next match.
Nice shot. All right. Boxed it up.
That ball looks like it has quite a bit of surface.
It does. I can't say exact, but it's definitely fresh. Probably 1,000 to 2,000 fresh. Another trip 4. Now he'll be playing around in practice a little bit, but he looks like he's going to be much more comfortable playing that deeper line.
Well, he bowled a great match, and that's going to take him into the next match with Jayson Schubbe. So we'll be back to talk to Aaron right after this. Aaron, you're our reigning left-hander for the day. You did better than everybody else, and you really bowled great on this. So you made a few ball changes this game. So were they changing for you?
Yeah, I just needed a ball to get through the front part of the lanes because with the service I was using the previous 2 games, created a little hook early. But I switched to the wrong ball, and then I switched again in the 7th frame, and should have switched earlier, but.
Well, this condition has proven to be a challenge, and there was no scores are like off the charts or anything. But Shawn came in and bowled really well, so.
You got to make spares or you can't win, so.
True words have never been said.
That's my fault, so better luck next time.
All right, well, we're going to see you again, I'm sure. That was a great showing. And, well, I guess we'll be back to see Shawn take on Jayson Schubbe and wrap up today's matches. So stay tuned with us. Here's our final match here in regular competition at Rapids Bowling Center. Shawn McKee, who just put on a great show for us, versus Jayson Schubbe, who put on a great show for us last month. So, these guys are pretty much at the top of their game right now. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Nothing's predictable here. We found that out. Another ball change.
Yeah, during practice he was switched to a high road X, a little bit cleaner again. I don't know if he was thinking of them breaking down, or he felt like he had to push the chaos a little bit too much because it was so dull. So instead of trying to force the ball to work, he's trying to get something I think that's just cleaner. And watching Jayson during practice, he was playing a little bit further right with a pitch black. So using the urethane ball as his starting ball. But we'll see what he pulls out once we start the match.
So the whole time in Bradford, Jayson did use the urethane ball.
Pitch black. And yeah, he looked like he was lined up really well. That's what's coming out, pitch black. So he's going to be a little further right, going straighter at it. Trying to take part of the lane out of play.
Wow. Wow, he is way right. I feel like we're in the first week of the first match again.
A little straight up Gary action. See what Jayson does on this lane, because this lane was a little different during practice as well.
Definitely tighter down the lane in the middle.
Definitely tighter down the lane. Wow.
That's one thing that stayed consistent the whole time here at Rapids is that lane stayed pretty tight. And that is not a ball for a lot of oil in the middle, would it be?
It's not a ball for any kind of oil. That ball is something that you're going to pull out when you go on a really short pattern or not a lot of oil on the lanes, the end of the night. He can stay right, but great shot. We've seen some really good spare making split shots during this last couple weeks from some of these guys. That was a beautiful shot.
And that was going to be one of the challenges here, was going to be the spare shooting. And we did see spare shooting get people into trouble, because all that oil in the middle does tend to pose a challenge.
Good shot by Shawn.
But where he's playing is where the lane's different on 29. So you can't do that on 29.
Right. Well, and I think, he's a good enough player, and he's been on here for one match already, so I think he kind of has it in his head. So hopefully after that last shot, going a little bit light like that, he'll make the adjustment.
Shawn is 41 years old from Niagara Falls, New York. Originally went down south, lived down south for a while, grabbed a couple PBA regional titles and other multiple titles down there in South Carolina.
He missed that so far right.
And that you cannot do on lane 29. This is a little tougher spare to make.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You
can make the 2, slide the 2 into the 10, but you still got to get that 8 pin out somehow.
Yeah, and he's got enough hand and enough motion on the back where he could do that, but a little bit further left on that, and they would have been really close to making it. Okay. So, giving Jay a chance here.
another one obstacle too, right? Is
Yep.
getting the 10 out.
Yep, that's one of the things you give up when you're going to urethane. You give up the angle on the ball going through the pocket and carrying the 10 pin. So, but who knows what's going to happen in this match now? You stay in the pocket like some of the other matches that we saw, and you're just, staying clean and maybe catch a double here and there. And the thing I have to wonder is Shawn, the match before, when he was throwing the chaos, even though the ball was a little tight, sometimes he did strike on 29 with that chaos.
Right.
And
It almost seemed like you'd be chaos in 29.
right, exactly. That's kind of running that through my head on the choice there. I do like Jay's game. He's nice and low. He starts low, he stays low, which is amazing. So using his legs very well. It's a big, intricate part of bowling is using your legs. Yeah. Once again, our 3, 6, 9, 10. I think when the right-handers come out, we see that a lot.
Yeah, I am not a fan of this ball reaction. I'm not going to lie.
No, and we talked, and he said he actually did not use that much in qualifying. So I didn't know if it was something that he saw, during the practice just now that made him go to that. So we'll see if he stays with it or attempts something else. Great spare.
The action will continue on Beat the Champ in just a minute.
Instant replay on Beat the Champ is brought to you by Transit Lanes and Keglers. Join us for bowling, food, and drinks.
Welcome back to Beat the Champ.
14 pins.
Wow.
Make that 4.
Yeah.
Excellent shot.
This is exciting. We're going to go down to the wire. A lot of noise coming out from in back there. I want to say I'm pretty sure he made the change when he went from that pitch black, and I want to say he went to the Hustle ink. Hard to see from this angle. Wow, what a great shot.
We have a match.
Yes, we do. Very exciting. So changes to the Hustle ink and throws a three bagger. Another good
Nice
shot from
shot.
Shawn. Wow. Okay, and this is the foundation frame. This is a frame that we talk about, which is very, very important in bowling because you can gain so much more just setting something up going into the 10th frame.
Right.
You know, when we go away and we bowl our tournaments, it's one of the things as a team we talk about. When you get up in that 9th frame, we're like, come on, set it up. You know, give people a chance to do something in that 10th.
Wow. Great shot.
Could be a 16-pin match.
Big spare here because now it's in Jayson's hands.
Okay, good spare.
All right, so Shawn has the possibility of a 213 only. So we're looking at
239 for Jayson if he strikes out.
big shot here. In
But
the
building the frames together, you don't strike here, you know, you're still giving him an opportunity depending on what you do. If he strikes here, another story. side of his target from the last 2 on that lane. Still a good shot. 5 pins. All right, 10 frame game.
That's right. Strikes out, he'll win. Good spare.
And he's got to know where this match is at, so see how the pressure comes on now.
This is one of our closer matches of the day. Really, we've only had a few that came down here to the 10th frame like this.
They're really exciting too, watching these guys make these great ball changes and adjustments and being smart enough.
And he is finishing on the tougher lane on the right-hand side, so Shawn made sure he put him in this position to finish on lane 29.
Oh, nice mix.
Excellent
that
shot.
4 pin came off the wall really hard.
He can make some pins dance.
Shot of the game?
Well, he's already made him have to double.
Yeah.
So that was a big one to get. So no matter what, if Shawn's going to have a chance, he already has to double. This one right here will seal it.
Great shots, great ball change.
Oh, I love it that he rubbed that off his hand.
Yeah.
Alrighty then, Jayson.
That was awesome. What a great match.
Schubbe is back. He needs to get 6 pins here. We want to make sure of the 6.
I think he's good.
I think he's good.
Yeah.
Well, coming off that great performance last month in Bradford, he's come here to Niagara Falls and he's done it again. So we are going to be back to talk to him and Shawn and just talk about what great bowling we had. And we are also going to talk about Sue's bowling next week.
Yeah.
Stay tuned on Beat the Champ. I'm here on Beat the Champ with Shawn McKee, who's new to Beat the Champ, but clearly not new to bowling. That was an impressive performance out there. Great ball changes and just great execution. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, you know, first time I've tried out for the show, first time I made it, so, you know, it was good for me. Nice to come out and do it. I like to come out and compete with all the guys. I work a job where it doesn't allow me to do a lot of bowling, but when I can get out and do it, I love to do it. I love to get back to the sport that's given so much to me, so it's great to come out and compete with the guys.
I see you drill your own bowling balls as well?
I do, yes.
You think you're up for co-hosting the next show with me while Sue bowls?
Absolutely, I'd love to do it.
All right, well, that's your booby prize for losing that match. Okay, so Sue, Jayson.
Hey, Jayson. Totally exciting watching you bowl. What I thought was really cool is we had talked in the beginning, right before you guys got started, and I asked you about the choice in the pitch black. How do you use that? You start off with the pitch black, and then what in your mind makes you make the decision to go to that hustle ink?
Well, it looked good in practice, and then I lost one on the in the second frame way right, but the other shots I threw I thought were pretty good off my hand, and the reaction just wasn't there. So the hustle ink I bowled with the entire set through qualifying, and I had an idea of where to go to. I took a good guess, and it worked out really well for me. Yeah, I needed every one of them too, because Shawn bowled a great game.
Yeah, no, you guys were really exciting to watch, and the ball choices that you guys made, you know, really helps people learn a little bit too, because you made the decision. I'm going to change to this, and it worked out really well for you. So
yep,
great bowling.
Well, I'm really glad we got such a feature match to wrap up our week here at Rapids for, you know, the regular competition. But next week we're going to have a women's competition which Sue will be bowling in, and we'll talk more about that when we come back and we wrap up this week. Stay tuned. Well, that wraps up our 3 weeks of competition for Beat the Champ here at Rapids Bowling Center. And I really did enjoy having the expert advice from Sue Jeziorsky and also from Fran Bax. So thank you, Sue, for contributing there for the balls. And I know as a coach you have different insight into it, and I hope you enjoyed being part of the show.
I loved it. I loved it. I would do it again. It's kind of nice to get some other points of view out there to some of the people that are watching. So. And
also, Fran, not only doing the scoreboard, which you know was bad on your back, but it's really nice having your input as well, because you know these bowlers so well and have bowled with them.
And I get a pretty good look at them being where I'm at. But you know what? This is Janelle's gig. She does this better than I do.
Well, I'm sure everyone misses Janelle and Mrs. Paul as well, and so do I. But next week we're going to have a competition of all women. Sue's going to participate in that. We will have a guest co-host with me. So I hope you stay tuned and you come in next week and you cheer Sue on. Thank you for watching Beat the Champ.